After days of deserts and dunes, the scenery has certainly changed entering Mali. And that means there are different hazards for the car drivers to look out for, and there are more fans to watch them. Well, after all the problems they've had, everybody in the Volkswagen team knows that there is no option but to press on with 100% commitment. This is, after all, the Dakar. It's not over till it's over. Last year, if nothing else, will teach us that. Carlos Sainz said today's stage was particularly tricky. Hard for navigation, but hard to drive. Take a look at his Volkswagen. He said he hit almost every panel on the trees, including the roof. And he broke the windscreen as well. He said some of those trees aren't quite as low now as they used to be. But the Spaniard was on full World Rally Championship attack mode, sparing absolutely nothing. He was our stage victor, and it was a 1-2 for Volkswagen and for Carlos's, with the Portuguese Carlos Sousa clearly feeling very at home on these tracks, not at all different from what he's used to in the Bajas back home. A little less rainy, perhaps. Well, Sousa just 3 minutes 53 behind Sainz, and emphasising that Volkswagen still have the pace to overturn the form book. So what about last year's winner? Well, Luc Alphon had a small navigational error right towards the end of the stage, but otherwise things were pretty peachy for the lead Mitsubishi. He closed Peter Hansel's lead down to 6 minutes and 29 seconds. At this stage in 2006, Alphon had lost the lead to Peter Hansel, and it was on the following day's stage that Peter Hansel gave it back. Does that mean anything to us? Well, only history can tell us. Nasser Al-Attiyah, who was first on the road after the historic stage win on the previous test, lost a little time in his BMW. He'd hoped that the tracks would really suit the X-Raid, but he came in 6 minutes and 10 behind. Manny Roma, 6 seconds faster than Carlos Sainz to the first passage control, eventually finished 5th. He caught a Mitsubishi and, thinking it was Alphon, slowed to follow him. It turned out to be Masuoka. They both got lost, and then he lost even more time following in Hiroshi's dust. Masuoka had been asked by the team to slow down and allow both Alphon and Peter Hansel to go by him, just in case there were problems. He did so, and then he lost further time in the dust. And as for Peter Hansel, well, our rally leader was 8 minutes and 19 seconds off the lead, and not without the odd brush with the scenery. Witness the missing front mudguard. And a small navigational error 50 k's from the end cost him a few minutes as well. But he has the overall lead in a Mitsubishi 1-2. Co-driver Jean-Paul Cottret telling him to look out for a different track. Now imagine trying to find your way through this. There are tracks from cars, vehicles and four-wheel drives and animals everywhere. It's not here is about as accurate as Cottret can be at this stage. And the rally leader is lost. And in this kind of terrain, where you can't see over anything, he's going to stay lost for a while. Another track, and another. To call it a bewildering maze probably underemphasises the problems. He rejoins the track right behind Mark Miller, but Miller's got his boot in it, and Peter Hansel can't go by. He's lost time, and now he's going to have to chew on some more dust. And as for Miller, well, with co-driver Ralph Pitchford helping, he finished in 8th place on the stage. And courtesy of Masuoka slowing through the stage to follow his teammates, Miller's moved up to 5th position overall. And despite the fact that the front bodywork of the cars has been changed to an extra tough set to withstand all the vegetation they expected on the stages, nonetheless they decide to bail out and get rid of some dead wood. It only takes a minute, but if you block your air vents, it can only take a few minutes to overheat the engine. No, it's not a termite mound, though we have those now, indicating two things. First, there are more trees around, and second, you've got to be careful where you camp. Krzysztof Holowicz, 7th on the stage today, the Polish driver equaling the record for the best ever Polish result in the car category on a Dakar stage. So a real red letter day for Polish competitors in both bike and car categories. 9th position, Sergei Shmakov, and the buggy leader in the Zil buggy, just over 11 minutes behind the leaders. At the start of the day, Chris Leeds was in 62nd position with his bowler, and then he stopped to help former production World Rally champion Freddie Loix in his buggy. And he dropped down the order a little more. Loix, having a tough day, started in 47th and plummeted down the order after ending his stage on a rope. So a tough stage all round. Tough on the machinery, tough on the navigators. Sainz and Sousa 1-2 for Volkswagen, Alphon in 3rd position. Alphon closing a minute or two on Peter Hansel. It's a very close gap at the top with Schlesser in 3rd. Carlos Sainz saying we really pushed hard to win it for the team and to push the mood up a little in the Volkswagen camp. This result we really needed.
Pero bueno, vamos a ver si lo hemos conseguido, ¿no?
We're lucky, said Sousa. The guys in front of us were very clean. They let us past, and we were pretty good with the navigation as well. Special I really enjoyed. I managed to go pretty quickly. Going faster wasn't too easy because Carlos is a remarkable driver and it's very hard to get by him. But tomorrow I'll have another go.
Vai ser difícil ir pouco mais à frente. Carlos Sainz é piloto excepcional, vai ser muito difícil ultrapassar. Amanhã vamos tentar amanhã.
Je viens de voir qu'il nous manquait une aile avant.
I've just seen the bit that we broke off the front bodywork. There were some really off-piste sections in the middle of the trees. It was so narrow we just had to force our way through, hitting the trees a little on both sides of the car. I guess one was a little harder than I thought, he said. Some important things here, says Luke Alphon. True, it's a difficult situation in terms of pure sport. You know, we wanted to finish this Dakar well, and if we go on like this, it'll be a great result for that. But, you know, we haven't lost the Dakar here. We've still got possibilities when we weren't so competitive. But the rally's not over. Yesterday, Jean-Jacques Ratet broke an engine on a liaison. Anything can still happen.